Questions 4, 5, and 6 all have this same set of instructions, the prime factorization blank. So we look back, this still means factor. So for question 4, first thing we want to look and see is whether or not these two terms have something in common, a common factor, and they do. So we list out all the factors of 16 and 36. We find the greatest common factor is 4. And x squared and y squared don't have anything in common there, so we're going to divide 16x squared by 4 and get 4x squared. Divide 36y squared by 4 and get 9y squared. And you might think we're finished, but we actually have the difference of perfect squares. So you should recall, whenever we have a perfect square minus a perfect square, we have a pattern for how that factors out. It factors out into a plus b times a minus b. So we'll see that here. The 4 stays outside. Notice this is a squared and this is a, so you take the square root of the first term. So the square root of 4x squared, square root of 4 is 2, the square root of x squared is x, square root of 9y squared, so the square root of 9 is 3, the square root of y squared is y. And then we just repeat that, but with a minus sign. And this is the fully factored form, or the prime factorization of 16x squared minus 36y squared. On number 5, we look to see if there's a common factor, and there's not. But hopefully we notice that 25a squared is a perfect square and 4b squared is a perfect square, so we can follow our pattern once again. We have the square root of 25 is 5, square root of a squared is a, plus the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of b squared is b. So we have 5a plus 2b, and then repeat, but with a minus sign, 5a minus 2b. And that is our fully factored form, or prime factorization. Finally, 81m squared minus 49n squared. Again, these are relatively prime, so we can jump into noticing a perfect square minus a perfect square. So we think about the square root of 81, and that's 9. The square root of m squared is m, plus square root of 49 is 7, and the square root of n squared is n, and then we repeat that with a minus sign. And this is the fully factored form of 81m squared minus 49n squared, or the prime factorization.